Okay, we're at Fort Des Moines. This is a historical museum. This is where the first black officers were trained and the first women in the army, the WACs. Let's go.
Clayton Hall. Below is a model of Fort Des Moines, an army post from 1903 to 1946.
What did these do?
To see original fort layout, press button and push and hold button. Let's see. Oh, there's the original. This one to see hospital section, press and hold button. Oh, right there. The WAC section, press and hold button. Oh wow, that's a large area. Thousands of wounded World War I soldiers. Boomtown housed over 71,000 members of Women's Army Corps who trained and worked at Fort Des Moines during World War II. In American history, women served in the official capacity in the armed forces other than as nurses.
Yes, I am. Okay.
Des Moines operated a large hospital for soldiers wounded during World War I. This is about World War II. The 19th Amendment. Women get the right to vote. Fort Des Moines, 1922. Fort Des Moines 11th Cavalry from 1903 to 1907. This saddle is modeled after the 1928 McClellan saddle used by the U.S. Cavalry. The cavalry from 1910 to 1917.
I'm slipping.
They were trained to use their mounts for protection. Look at that.
They're what?
Their horses for protection. Huh. I have 400 men who have never seen a horse. I have 400 horses who have never seen a man. And I have 15 officers who have never seen a man on a horse. Colonel Francis Moore, Commander, 1903.
Black Officer Gallery.
But Alpha Pi Alpha. And some members who track. Legacy of leadership. Ooh, a trumpet. The jazz man. Lieutenant James Reese Europe introduced American jazz to France and the rest of Europe.
I wish I could play it.
Dig. Press a trumpet valve for sample of Lieutenant James Reese's Europe's band's music. Frederick Douglass. There's Abraham Lincoln, the great emancipator. Buffalo Soldiers. Remember the Maine. USS Maine sank in 1898 in Cuba. 22 blacks were among the more than 250 killed, the event that led to the Spanish-American War. Gathering Storm, a great debate. Among themselves, African-American leaders debated whether how blacks should serve. Who shall lead? 1917, civil rights leader W.E.B. Du Bois calls on fellow blacks to close our ranks shoulder to shoulder with our white fellow citizens. Deciding to hold an officer training camp for African Americans was one thing, determining where to hold it was another. Major Halstead Dory, head of the Army Civilian Training Program, advocated for Fort Washington, Maryland, as a possible site, but when the U.S. declared war on Germany, plans quickly shifted to training active duty officers. Fort Des Moines was the third candidate. Fort Des Moines had an extra advantage. It was unoccupied. Its cavalry had been sent elsewhere. There's another view. As it happens, says State Historical Society of Iowa book, no other state in the Union would accept the camp. Look at it. There we go. You could still go out and see the parade ground if you want. Still there. And some of the officers' buildings are still here. However, they are closed up and basically abandoned. See, look, 1920, Robbie, there's a car. Vocational education classes were available in farming, auto repair, woodworking, electrical wiring, printing, machine shop, photography, animal husbandry, and stenography. In the 40s, WACs used manual typewriters. These machines used key-driven levers. Robbie, have you ever used a typewriter?
Yeah.
You have? Double jeopardy. Black WACs faced double obstacles, resistant to them as women and as African Americans. Housing was separate, segregated housing. WACs stand at attention poolside at the new training center in Daytona Beach. The war over the WAC training center at Fort Des Moines closed on December 15, 1945. Babes in Des Moines. Meet me at Babes. When WACs would get their first night off, this town would be jumping, said Des Moines club owner Babe Bizignano. Babe opened its namesake night spot in the 1930s. Now, in the early 1940s, it embraced WACs eager for a meal, a mixed drink, or maybe a fling on the dance floor, with one of the dashing Army pilots who quickly learned that a stopover at Des Moines was a treat. I told her, a WAC, I was looking for a place to drink, dance, and eat, wrote pilot Pendleton of a stopover in Des Moines. She told me that Babe's place was full of action and she would show me where it was. There he is, typing away. He's typing like and subscribe. WAC wear. Oh, training day. 5:30, rise and shine. 6 o'clock, pre-breakfast, housekeeping. Breakfast, morning classes, lunch, afternoon classes. 5 o'clock, 1700, end classes, dinner, study hour. Wardrobe care, lights out in bunk area, bed check. Oh, look at that. Gas mask. Huh. This is all zoo or the golf course now. This is still here. Some of these are still here.
I liked the buttons that you could press.
Oh, typewriter?
And the typewriter was my favorite.